Welcome, friends, to episode 15 of Quest Rewind, where the time has come, my friends, to conclude this journey of going back to 2002, talking about some of the highest rated games, some of the worst stuff, because today it is time to have a watch-along of the Nintendo E3 2002 press conference, where they talk about stuff like Metroid Prime, Wind Waker, other stuff that we honestly don't even know, and we didn't want to overly prepare. This is going to be a live reaction experience with yours truly, Juan from Puerto Rico.
I'm Ryan from Boston.
And I'm Keith from London, Ontario, Canada. Ready for some live action experiences.
Yeah. And we got some really good feedback from the 2005 Xbox conference watch along. It was among some of our highest listened episodes. So thank you, everybody, for the love and support. And that's what's kind of motivated us to say, hey, every now and then, instead of just like playing something, let's play a video. And just like let's let our brains loose, people. Let's have that live reaction experience. So there's two ways.
I feel like we need to take a moment to address it, because in our previous two quests that we went on, it always ended with a game. Like, we would do the episodes building up to a full review of a like top game from that time. Originally, we kind of mentioned it in one of our previous episodes. Originally, that was the plan for this one, but then we started playing Metroid Prime, and 2/3 of this podcast realized that Metroid Prime was not the game for us.
And then we just wanted to have fun.
Yeah, instead of releasing content that may be overly negative for a game that, a lot of people hold near and dear to them, let's have some fun instead. Let's go to crazy Nintendo press conference land and spend an hour here.
Exactly. So what's going to be happening is there's two ways you can enjoy this. So if you're on the podcast feed, first of all, then 5 stars is very important. You will enjoy the audio of us just doing this. Like, it's not going to be us saying, oh, this is going to be copyrighted, this is going to get strike. We have learned from the previous one. So this is going to be a clean audio experience where if you just want to enjoy what we're saying and all that stuff, that is going to be an option. And
we'll sync it all up, and there's a link to the actual press conference in the description. So if you want to sync that up with us and watch along with us, feel free.
Exactly, and that actual video is called Nintendo E3 2002 Press Conference from PGC E3 2002 DVD. That is the full thing if you want to watch the exact same thing. But if you're on the audio version, you're saying, oh no, I want to watch it with you guys, head over to youtube.com/questrewind, because right above us, that's the video right there. You ain't got to go anywhere else. We got the video, Ryan. This is the future in 2002
All right, we got 50 minutes to kill. Let's get this show on the road.
Let's get this done. So every 10 minutes or so, we'll do a time check where I will be counting down, where we are on the video, just to make sure everybody's in sync. If you're just checking out the...
I'm more of a Backstreet Boy.
Yeah, they're both great. And before Ryan punches us, you guys ready?
Yes, please.
So let's go. Ryan, give me a countdown and hit the play button.
All right, 3, 2, 1, play.
And this video is about 49 minutes, 15
Coming
seconds.
to you live from the Biltmore.
Is this like a Law and Order episode? Los Angeles, California. Dun, dun.
We're starting with some opera music. Or at least it feels like that. I thought it was footage. Like that.
Yikes. You know how, like, you had VHSs where you recorded over them a couple of times and you lost a little bit of quality every time you did it? That's what this looks like.
That right interlacing note, right? Yeah, that camera should be
this is also someone, like, ripping it from a DVD, I imagine.
Yeah, so it's literally that, probably. But, yep, this is a hotel press conference room. This is before the big stage.
Although at least the stage itself is simple, but it's nice.
It's everything it needs to be.
We essentially presented you a plan which focused on 2 new hardware platforms.
Focusing on 2 hardware platforms.
Well, today,
talk about the GameCube, GBA.
Talked a lot about the GameCube and the GBA over the last
Do they even have a
weeks.
microphone? Is he just yelling?
It's a hotel room, so like conference, it is probably just a man yelling. Like, that room is probably not that big.
It seriously is wild, because you can't think about press conferences without thinking about Reggie, right? So seeing not Reggie, it's like, this is wrong. Like, like growing up, Reggie Fils-Aimé is like the dude you would think about regarding all this.
Even then, like, before Reggie, there's big names at Nintendo, and then there's this guy.
It's little things like, hey, times have evolved when now people don't just have like a piece of paper. It's like, okay, what am I supposed to say? Like, there's something to that where it just feels like you're waiting for the PowerPoint presentation to open up.
Yeah. Also, the piece of paper, maybe that's a comfort thing, but if I remember correctly, there's 2 teleprompters on the ground in front of them too. They showed it in the footage.
Yep.
Next 12 months, our focus really
Guess we're going to be looking at that next 12 months.
So this is looking at 2003, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
or I guess
essentially, yeah.
maybe holiday 2002 and then into 2003.
Because that's always been Nintendo's thing, right? It's like what's coming out, wintertime, holiday, season, and then looking into next
get
year.
that big Christmas game.
Ryan, what were you playing around this point that you recall?
I was playing me some Luigi's Mansion. Maybe if Mario's Sunshine was out by this point or it was coming out soon, I was playing some of that. And I was looking forward to Wind Waker.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, here we go.
Game
image.
Giants. I don't remember this branding, so for those on the audio version, they have a thing that says Games Giant, the Nintendo difference. Had you guys ever heard about that branding?
I have never seen that image before in my life. It's amazing, though.
Nothing better than talking about different
big
components
Nintendo
of a business.
name, Satoru Iwata. There we go.
Yeah, now you feel at home, right? It's like comfort now.
This is like cozy Nintendo.
Nintendo GameCube, the Nintendo difference. Okay.
Back when there was hope that the GameCube would do well.
As a GameCube owner, Ryan, what was the Nintendo difference?
The Nintendo difference was that you didn't get any good third-party games. But the first-party games were incredible, as per usual with Nintendo. I mean, even to this day with the Switch, it's like, yes, you get third-party games, but they're from the previous generation.
Yeah, you get those the legacy editions of stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just bought Red Faction Remastered recently.
But what's this Triforce? It's got a trademark between Namco, Sega, and Nintendo.
Is that supposed to be 3 companies working together or something? Was Nintendo the Triforce of Courage?
Has Namco done anything recently aside from just release arcade classic collections for the rest of their life?
I mean, they got Bandai. I mean, isn't Elden Ring part of Bandai Namco? I'm thinking, okay.
Yeah.
I was just thinking Namco on its own.
Yeah. So let's not neglect the fact that it is at 4:44. No sizzle reel. This is a legitimate press conference in every sense of the word. Just for context, I did skim through, so I know we do get some juicy stuff that's not so great, but it's definitely great to look at. But it is interesting that it is a DVD rip. So I wonder, in 2002, if you didn't go to E3, how could you actually watch it? Could you even?
I don't think you could. It was like a press only type of thing.
Yeah, I imagine you didn't watch it. You just heard about it from
you would
gaming
read about
magazines and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, IGN.com. You would go to for E3.
Were they
press
IGN
stuff.
at that point, or were they still videogame.com?
No, they were IGN. For
sure.
sure. I remember looking up. Oh, here we go.
Here we go. Metroid Prime. So this was a big deal. Look.
Oh, yeah.
You mentioned it, Keith, right? We're not necessarily in love with the game type, but let's not forget that Super Metroid was a huge thing, and then N64 happened. So I can only imagine being a fan of Samus, of Metroid, seeing this and thinking, wait a minute, this perspective, this is different, right?
Yeah, I imagine if you were a Metroid fan just being totally neglected in the N64 era, you were probably bloodthirsty for this game. Just wanting it so bad. And I mean, the footage here looks cool. If I was a fan of Metroid, I would be very excited to see those enemies and stuff that you faced on the Super Nintendo now in fully 3D.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, a lot of GameCube games still look decent, even to this day.
You know what I like about this? It's just gameplay. Like, this is just straight up gameplay they're showing. There's no like fluff. This is just here's the sizzle reel of just pure unadulterated gameplay. And
here's Zomans. Who the hell is Zomin? Samus just murking aliens right there.
Yeah.
Although it's unfortunately still like a recording of a screen,
Yeah.
But it wasn't the big show that it normally is. That it became
2002?
rather.
That was the final box art.
For game of the show, so we're eager to get your feedback. At the same time, we clearly recognize that it will take more than just one game to convince you.
Okay. So this is like a pretty big press conference. Like when I would look at the YouTube comments, a lot of people said like, "Holy crap, this is like, whenever they leak these, supposed to Nintendo Directs, they're going to announce a new Mario, Zelda, like 3 Mario Kart games." But this one, like, look at this. Like, this is huge, right? We talked about this before.
Oh, is this like
Resident
the
Evil
Resident
remake.
Evil remake? Oh, dang.
Oh,
So you get Metroid. Like, let's just think about this, right? Maybe it was a little boring start. We are at 744, 745, 746. We got Metroid. Keith, like, this still doesn't look bad. I'm just gonna say, right?
Not at all.
no, this game looks incredible still.
Yeah, it's easily one of the best remakes of all time. And thinking about like 2002 Keith, I would be very excited at this point seeing this footage because I love the Resident Evil games growing up, and Metroid even looks pretty cool. Like this low key might be one of the best E3 conferences of all time if they keep this pace up. And yeah, this is just a great game. Like, I know, Ryan, you said you haven't played it yet.
No, but I want to.
I can't recommend checking it out.
There's also the remake remaster, so I mean,
That's
you
true.
can get that one.
And then there's Resident Evil 0. You can, if you really want to play.
There's
that,
also
you
Umbrella
can.
Chronicles if you want that light gun action on the Wii.
Yeah, you don't want that light gun action on the Wii, though.
Is this just they use the same engine and tried to make a new game with it?
Pretty much. Like, you know how Capcom just constantly just barreled through games, like they just kept chugging them out. This was another example of it, where they had something great with Resident Evil and they needed something to fill in the shelves with 0. So
Okay, so
it's
Resident
okay.
Evil. So the remake was already out by this point, based on what they said, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's revealing what's already out there and then announcing 0. Okay.
Still pretty big though.
Yeah.
What's this? Is this Eternal Darkness?
It might be.
You know, this is not
Oh, it is,
yet.
it is.
Yeah. Oh,
not
yeah.
a very Nintendo conference here. Like, let's get the zombie game into the
Hey, yeah.
sci-fi
Oh
horror
well,
murder game.
GameCube, they were definitely trying to be different. I think they were trying to keep up with like PlayStation.
On the most children's toy-looking system, they
I
tried
know,
to be
right?
more
The
mature.
freaking lunchbox system, right?
I kinda
This is a
regret-
game I've always been curious about, and you guys seem to always tell me no.
Yep. No, I actually
And
own this game, and I
I
traded
just
it in
wanna know
because,
why.
look, I'm going to be honest, it's one of those games where you think, oh, the resale value, right? At least for me, I played this back in like 2010, I want to say, and I appreciated it for what it was, kind of like Metroid Prime, I guess, where I played it for hours, and I'm just like, I gotta like this, because the internet tells me I gotta love this game. And mechanically, like, the atmosphere is badass, but mechanically, it really just wasn't for me. So I sold it.
It tried to do some cool things. Like, it's basically like, hey, somebody thought the Psycho Mantis boss fight from Metal Gear Solid was really cool, so they made a game out of it. And tried to do a bunch of, like, screwy third wall stuff with that.
Yeah.
But then you had to make a game around it, and it just didn't land in that.
That being said, game-wise, no fluff yet. I mean, we got
Yeah.
4 games, one that's already up, but still.
Yeah, this is stronger than a Nintendo Direct, where it shows you a bunch of stuff you don't care about.
This is better than the 2005 Microsoft conference that we saw.
Oh
'Cause,
yeah,
like, that one, there was a
already
lot of
it
lull.
feels stronger.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but they didn't bring a GameCube out in the space bag, so
We
it
did-
loses
yeah,
a
we
couple
did
of
need
points
that.
from that.
Became the fastest selling system ever, and nothing has even come close.
So something I'm curious about while they reveal the next stuff, like,
Already sold through
What's your take on the GameCube discs? Like the size of it and the box? Because even the box, right? It's like it's actually different. Like it's a sturdier plastic. I love the whole package.
I liked the mini discs, except for the fact that it held back how big they could make games. You know, like the faster loading times was nice, but it did ultimately kind of hold them back. You know.
Yeah, to me, it's just Nintendo being Nintendo. Like they need their proprietary hardware and kind of shot themselves in the foot with third-party support for the reasons that Ryan just mentioned.
Wasn't the Resident Evil remake 2 discs, Keith, or am I wrong?
No, but Resident Evil 4 was?
Yeah, I know one of them was. One of them was, yeah. Maybe that's what. Okay, so now we're talking about some GBA. They're showing some footage for Metroid Fusion. We are at 1220, 1221, 1222. So
And
heavy emphasis on Metroid.
love that game.
Game and
here's
Watch
our first
Gallery.
one.
Oh
You know,
my
I
God.
never played any of those. Or the original Game & Watch, for that matter.
Yeah, same here.
Ooh, here we go.
You know,
Link to the past.
Oh, we got a pop out of Link to the Past here.
Yeah. I love the
And it looked like
gradient
there
of the
was
text
4
at the
swords
bottom.
in there.
What'd you say?
It looked like there was like some 4 swords footage in there. There's a lot of links.
Well, yeah. Four Swords was a part of the
It was
Link to
part
the
of it,
Past
yeah.
GBA.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Man, Golden Sun was one of those games I always wanted to play because I heard great things about it.
I played the Genesis ones, like the original ones. They're fun. Fun little beat 'em ups.
No, isn't Golden Sun the RPG, though, on GBA? You're thinking of Golden Axe, I think.
Oh, I am thinking of
Yeah,
Golden
yeah.
Axe. I
Golden
do
Sun
this
was an
every time we
RPG.
have this conversation.
Yeah.
So I'm like, which ones were already out at this point? I don't know.
It's, yeah.
I think the way they're talking about it, these games are already out.
Yeah.
Because they're saying over 300 Game Boy Advance games. I mean, you can't
A
fault
Link
the
to
GBA
Past
for
has
its
been
library.
out for like 10 years at this point, if we're being technical.
That is true. Still, once again, like, I mean, just 13 minutes into this video, and the first 4 minutes were kind of a lull, but gaming-wise, I mean,
Yeah.
it's pretty strong showing.
Well, yeah, we know, like, Nintendo had been doing this longer than anyone else, so I feel like even if it
True.
is more press conference-y than, like, event, I feel that they know what people want to see.
Huh, this is some
Online
curious
games.
about online games.
Okay,
Oh,
let's hear
all
what
2 of
Nintendo
them.
has to say about online.
Are they going to
games.
talk about Phantasy Star Online or Double Dash? Yeah, but I think, like,
Wait,
the
what's this? What's
horror
this?
stuff...
Because that's a
it's a
Famicom, but they're talking about, like, online. Am I missing something here?
Is he just, like, taking it back to the original and, like, showing the evolution or something?
Okay,
Online
online
issues.
issues. Let's see this. Reach.
Reach.
Profit? Wait, what? What? No licensing fees for online support. All right, that.
Oh, thank
that
God.
checks.
I
What
hope
now?
Nintendo figures it out one day. Online
Yeah.
support.
Even by Switch, they're still figuring this stuff out. There we go,
Yep,
Fantasy
here
Star.
we go. Phantasy Star Online, the one and only.
I actually
besides
played that,
kinda
but I
Double
think I
Dash.
played it
I did play a
offline.
little bit of it too.
Was
I think it has like 4 levels, and you just grind over and over until
Oh
you
no,
beat the
I
boss.
played the Dreamcast game. That's what I'm thinking about. Animal Crossing.
Animal
connecting-
Crossing.
Yeah, between GBA and.
That's not
GBA.
really
What features
online
did
though.
it have for the GBA?
I had that GBA connection so that I could go to the secret island in Animal Crossing.
Oh, that's
Oh
fun.
yeah. Oh yeah. Welcome to Animal Crossing. Get
connected.
Yeah. Okay, this is what I wanted. Okay, here we
Oh
go.
boy.
Okay, this is the good stuff right here.
You get to live in a school village.
Is the console actually connected? For those on the audio version, we're seeing a popular kid. I don't remember who he is. Okay, these close-ups. Oh, this is so good.
It's like living in your own little where you get to
The shirt, everything about this looks amazing. Everything is. This is 2002.
He looks like he belongs on Malcolm in the Middle, but no.
Right,
Yeah.
Time.
It's like if a young Frankie Muniz and Shia LaBeouf were fused
Holy
together.
crap, you're right. These people, we're talking about their long red sleeves, orange shirt, talking about the
puka shell.
GameCube, looking at us in the camera.
So I'm wondering why they're saying like, oh, get connected, because like, there's no online for this game.
Did they like intend to have online for Animal Crossing? Maybe.
Yeah,
And
because
they
you
just
would have to
never-
do, if you wanted to visit someone's town, you would put their memory card in the second slot.
Yeah.
It's always fascinating to see like Animal Crossing in this point because knowing the beast that it became now with the Switch, right? But
Yeah.
then it was very much still a niche audience.
Oh yeah, but it was, yeah. I mean, I put more hours into that Animal Crossing than any other one. Maybe, I don't know. New Horizons,
okay.
I did put a lot of time into.
Here we go. Here's the
he
memory card thing.
Guys,
Yeah.
he unplugged the memory card while the game's still running. I'm just going to point that out.
Hey guys,
He's a monster.
play Animal Crossing.
Is that some Mr. Rossetti shit that's about to happen?
I have an idea. Hey Cindy.
The
you wanna
outfit,
play?
the backwards yellow cap.
Characters in our village.
That is like a Britney, Christina Aguilera type of look going on, right?
I don't know
Sure.
what that look is.
You can unlock crazy functions in the game. My favorite, the island. Which you can
Think about how
unlock.
expensive that is, right? Because to connect, so you need the GBA, you need the GameCube, you need the game, you need the cable. I mean, we're talking about a couple bucks. I mean, Four
But
Swords. How
Nintendo
expensive was it to play Four Swords?
loves That stuff.
Well, Four
God,
Swords
Nintendo
Adventure.
loves it.
It's Four Swords Adventures is what you're thinking of. Four
Yeah,
Swords.
yeah.
Well, even Four Swords, I think you would need the cable plus multiple
You need the
copies of
games?
the game. Yeah, you would all need the game, I'm pretty sure.
Screw that.
Four Swords
And
Adventure,
you need this connector
you
to
would
go
need...
into the cable, and then you need to buy their booster pack card.
Oh, the e-reader. The e-reader. See, now it's interesting because Pokemon cards with the e-reader stuff on them, like those are some of the rarest cards now,
Oh, yeah.
and like good, especially in good quality. Because if people did use the e-reader, it like totally destroyed your card.
Oh, wow.
But it's like people hated them for the longest time, but now they've become very like sought after cards.
It's like everything.
'Cause-
Nostalgia is a thing.
Yeah,
I remember
yeah.
looking at the e-reader stuff as a kid thinking it was dumb. Now I would love to own
Yeah.
it just for the sake of having it.
Yeah, I was
No,
watching a
same.
video thing the other day of like new levels in Super Mario 3 Advanced. with
Right,
the
yeah,
e-reader.
I think
like,
we
it
saw the
looked
same
kinda
video,
Cool.
yeah. It's cool for stuff like that. You get the OG stuff with a little bit more. That's cool. They did try. Okay, I will say, usually that stuff that we saw now is cringy, and it kind of was, but like, in a short time, they sold us what? Like, give us a recap, Ryan. What did they sell us just now with that little hype package?
They sold, so with one game they showed the connectivity with the e-reader and the Game Boy Advanced to GameCube Connect cable, which in hindsight, that cable was a colossal waste of money. It was only good for like a couple games, like Four Swords Adventures and Animal Crossing. There wasn't much else that you used it for.
Nintendo dumping a peripheral after one or two uses.
It was
Say what?
It was a pain.
Lambo.
Like it was a pain finding one of those as a kid, and then like I still had mine, and then me and my buddy later on when we wanted to play Four Swords Adventures, it took us forever to like seek out like. We'd constantly check like GameStops to see if they had a used one for sale, and it took us so long to find one, and then we barely even played Four Swords Adventures.
So just a quick time check. We are 2025, 2026, 2027. Other connectivity. So we have
Motion sensor.
we have
Motion
GameCube
sensor.
with a
That's weird.
controller, GBA, motion sensor. But what?
I don't remember that.
Oh, because of the GBA, right? The GBA, does it have built-in, or that WarioWare game, was that built-in, or was that the actual cartridge? I forget. Where you could move it around, the gyro.
I think
It must be in the GBA because if you can use it as like a gyro controller.
Could you?
I mean, look at that. Yeah, they're selling. Yeah, they're selling the concept. If you look, they got the shiny stuff on the GBA link cable. So yeah, it's motion sensing. GBA
But the
as a
cartridge,
controller.
the WarioWare cartridge has a thing on it. It's
But
like
are we thinking of?
You can use our exclusive Game
Wait, Game Eye.
Game Eye.
Did that come out?
Yeah, the Warrior. If you look at the WarioWare cartridge, it looks like it has a sensor built on it. I don't know,
Possibly.
but maybe if you had the SP, it had it built in. I don't know.
What's the Game Eye? Because I'm thinking of like, did the GameCube have a webcam?
Oh, the Wavebird.
Oh, wave. Oh my god.
All right. If we're gonna talk about great peripherals, let's talk about the Wavebird. This is like
Way
the
ahead of its time.
MVP.
The Wavebird was so comfortable, so good. It didn't have rumble, right?
I don't remember if it did.
Yeah, I don't think it had rumble. That was the only thing it lost, if I'm not mistaken.
When you Google the Nintendo Game Eye, nothing shows up. That's how. It's just Eyes, the horror game on the Nintendo Switch.
It's like the vitality sensor.
Yeah.
Wow.
Do you remember that
Destined
weird
to
second stick for the 3DS that like a Kid
Yeah, which
Icarus
stick out on the
game
right.
had? Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Like for
I think
Xenoblade.
you. Oh yeah, that in like the Kid Icarus game or something. Like
Right.
you only used it for.
Nintendo, man, right? Okay,
Nintendo
this is
doing Nintendo stuff.
Star Fox Adventure.
Oh, Star Fox Furry Adventure.
I actually own this game. I've said that before, and I would have someday, because it is like a Zelda light game, in essence.
The answer's no. I will never play this game. It looks so stupid.
I mean, the whole story with this game, and I know it's been beaten to death by YouTube videos, like it wasn't even a Star Fox game. It was another, like, dinosaur type game, and they kind of decided to slap the Star Fox IP to get some more sales, so...
Like, that's the part that I actively dislike about it, because let's take the IP that's known for being in a spaceship and get rid of the
Have 'em walk.
spaceship.
But I do also feel like after Smash Brothers, I felt like people really liked playing as Fox, and they
True.
wanted to.
That's fair.
They wanted to like play as Fox in his own game, like
when in
outside
reality
of the
they just
spaceship.
wanted to play Smash Brothers more.
Yeah.
I will say, as a trailer, right? As somebody that hasn't played the game, this trailer doesn't look bad. And once
Yeah,
again,
no, it looks cool.
yeah, going back to like Metroid, this is 90% gameplay.
Yeah, that's
Not
true.
bad.
Fall 2002.
I don't know.
Because we
Maybe
eventually
I'm
did get
just
Star Fox Assault and all that.
Rare.
yeah.
Rare.
Yeah, that beautiful logo, such a waste.
Maybe I'm just jaded, but like even looking at that, I'm like, man, what a waste of Star Fox.
I kind of want to play it, to be honest.
You two
I'm
have
gonna have
fun
to
with
check
that.
it out a little bit.
I'll take a
Is
knee
this
on
Mario
that
Sunshine? Oh no.
We got to do a GameCube series or something. Hey, this would be, as we get a sizzle reel here.
Somebody just
people
throw a
like-
knife at Mickey Mouse? What the hell?
Yeah, Jeebus. That got hardcore. Before we talk about Mario Party here, like, people, feel free to recommend, right? If there's anything in the future you'd like us to react to, or a topic or something, like, definitely drop that on the YouTube comments or Twitter, Quest Rewind.
Yeah,
Mario
if
Party
there's
4,
any-
guys.
I've just been playing some of those mini games in Mario Party Superstars that they're showing.
That game's fun. I got that on Switch, and I had a blast
Yeah.
with friends.
No, I'm a big fan of it.
I need
Much better than the other Mario Party.
I have been
Oh, yeah.
very, very open about my feelings towards Mario Party, and I will not bring this down with that.
We'll do like a 60-turn Mario Party game with Keith.
No thanks.
And he will cry.
Wario World.
I never
Did
played
this
Wario
come
World. You
out?
guys?
Is this a thing?
I remember the box art vividly, but I've never played this game.
Wow, I didn't even know this
This may be
existed.
one of the first times I
know
look
there
at the
was Game
gameplay.
Boy game.
I remember there was like weird commercials for this game,
This doesn't
but
look bad.
I never actually saw the gameplay.
It doesn't look bad.
Looking back at it, pre-WarioWare Wario is a weird thing.
Wasn't WarioWare out by this time, though?
Was it?
I think it was. Could you look that up? I forget.
Let me see. I just
will
looked
look
up. Was the GBA one the first one?
Yeah.
That came out in 2003, actually. So WarioWare
Okay.
was not out yet.
Oh, here we go. Super Mario Sunshine.
Huh?
So by this point, it had been revealed. So this is more just like gameplay.
Yeah.
And once again, no fluff. This is just straight up gameplay.
Yeah.
Look, like, so far, we are about a little over halfway done. 26-34. As an E3 press conference, this is legitimately, like, up there as far as quality. I must say that I was not expecting that.
Yeah, I mean, you got Metroid, you got Resident Evil, you got Mario. We know Zelda's coming at some point.
Yep.
We got Star Fox. Like, they're
hitting all the
the properties, you know.
Ain't gonna lie, like, I just don't care about Delfino Plaza. I just don't like how it looks. It doesn't do anything for me.
Also, this trailer music
I do
is
enjoy this
infinitely
game.
better
It's,
than whatever is in that game.
It's kind of annoying.
It's like I love and hate Mario Sunshine. It's a love-hate thing. Like, there's parts of it I love, but there's other parts that it's so frustrating.
We got 4 GameCube controllers. Why that? What was that? Okay, overly exposed lighting, people.
My goodness.
Oh,
Here we
shit,
go. This
Right
is
up for Miyamoto.
the epic babyface entrance for Miyamoto.
Need some smoke. Okay, this camera angle though, like
They're trying to bit, all right? Give him some time.
Whoa.
Never mind.
There it
They're
is.
not doing it. See, he's doing this shield entrance. He's coming in through the crowd.
Okay, so he's just gonna play Mario.
With that Waybird.
You gotta sell the accessories. Man, Miyamoto, like, does he have the best smile? Like, I feel like you gotta have the worst day. You look at Miyamoto smiling, and
You're like,
you just
I'm
feel
good. Yeah. Do you remember that time that Miyamoto went on stage and played Skyward Sword at E3 and,
And
it
it
was a
didn't work.
freaking
I saw that.
disaster?
Yeah.
That's all I can think about with that.
That was one of Nintendo's like biggest blunders, because like the whole bit was that the guy was supposed to be struggling to play, and then Miyamoto was going to come out and start kicking ass in the game,
And
but then he
very
started
much
trying to
did
play
not.
and it just wasn't working.
It's like, oh no, I'm kind of going with it. It's funnier. The Wii really was one of those things that when it worked, it was great, but the fact that you have to be so mindful about please work, it was always tricky.
Yeah, it's interesting to me, right, that they can superimpose the gameplay screen, like the production crew. They can superimpose the gameplay screen, but they couldn't get a direct feed of the footage to put there, you know? It's
Yeah,
still
you
like
mean you don't like somebody's shadow right in the bottom corner there?
Yeah, you see a little bit of the head. Part of the image is cropped off.
2002, folks. We were still figuring it out.
OBS, where's that at?
Yeah, where's their Elgato?
Honestly,
You
looking
could
at
slide
this,
in the mud? Does that hurt you? I feel like
I
it
don't
would.
know, but like legitimately, and I say this not with hindsight. I say this like I remember thinking about it back then. Just this didn't captivate me. Like it really didn't motivate me, and I try really hard to like it. And once again, I haven't played Sunshine recently, and I do want to. And I mentioned that on a previous episode.
Because, yeah, even looking at this, like, okay, you're cleaning up some mud. Why?
Yeah, I mean, it has parts of it that are great, but I will admit, like I said, it can be annoying. Like, sometimes, you know, you're just trying to, like, clean up all the mud, and then, like, more, like, an enemy keeps, like, making more of it, and you're like, oh, I gotta do more of it. Like, it had some tedious moments, but it also has some, like, amazing moments, too. It's a very hit or miss.
Quick time check: 30:55, 30:56, 30:57, 30:58.
Thank you for that, Mr. Time
The
Check.
two GameCube with two Waybirds.
Oh, what I would do for like a brand new, buying Imagine getting a new Waybird opening it up from the plastic, just hearing that plastic pop. Oh, so good. So good.
Here we go.
Is it Zelda time?
Oh, yeah.
Only one is a
Man, this is a big freaking press conference.
Oh,
I'm just
yeah.
going to say, like,
No
they
kidding.
have been...
Holy cow.
Damn. This is a fake edited conference. It feels like, oh, yeah, then you're going to do this and that. Except they actually did it.
Join Link on a quest over land and sea through a vivid world of adventure unlike anything you've ever seen before.
I love
Wind Waker rules. God, Wind Waker rules so hard.
This year,
I freaking love playing it. I really enjoy
Our
it.
review available in the archive.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
And with that, like, it was my first time playing it, and I played the Wii U version, and damn, that
I
game
wish
just
I
holds up.
played the Wii U
Kind of going back
version.
to what you said, Ryan. It's like GameCube generation games. Like, you could just play the GameCube version, and it would still look great. Like, Nintendo knows
Oh, yeah.
how to work around its faults, for the most part.
Yeah. For
Not
the most
always.
Well, yeah, I mean, this Wind Waker, it's still my favorite ever Zelda story, and in soundtrack too. The music
Yeah.
is so good in this game,
God.
and
what a-
graphically, of course, it's absolutely beautiful.
Ooh, we're
What's
going to
this?
play some Wind Waker here. A
Dragon
15-minute
Mountain.
demo?
In my work, there have been many cases.
Do you know how much that would cost to have that demo version?
Oh, that
disc?
demo! I'm sure somebody has like the ROM of it somewhere.
It's probably in Miyamoto's shelf somewhere.
So
or
it's
something.
called Dragon Mountain before it was called Dragon Roost, I guess.
And it boasts a real
Yeah, I
One
was
would
thinking about
assume
that.
from this, yes. And yes, that
Or
is
that
exactly
they might have
it.
just like named the demo that.
Link has infiltrated a dungeon. Oh, I wanted to read that.
I wanted to know what Link was infiltrating.
Lady, sit down. Sit down, lady. We got that fancy picture. Sit down. Don't be covering up the game.
Oh, so Link's like facial expression was definitely a little bit different than in the normal
Oh, his
game.
The
eyes.
eyes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And the shield is different, right? Is the shield different?
No, I think the shield's the same. It's tough to tell. But yeah,
When
this
did
is
Wind Waker
definitely
come out again?
what Wind Waker came out in 2003 for the US, but I think it came out in
Yeah, December
2002
13th,
for Japan.
2002. So they were still a little bit off release. Like, I imagine they have to
Yeah.
be pretty close because of distribution and stuff. Like,
Yeah, it was December for Japan. I think it was December 2002, and then
Yeah.
it was like early 2003 for the US.
like this had to be nearly done.
Yeah, it was basic. Like this looks basically how exactly the beginning of Dragon Roost Cavern looks.
They just fixed his eyes and shipped it.
Yeah.
looks
Oh, and they're all
pissed.
they're impressed that he was able to pick up the enemy weapon right
Like,
there.
whoa.
If you only knew.
Yeah. A couple of years later, you'll pick everything up.
Hey,
Everything
down in
is going to be an
front.
option.
Miyamoto's like, let me show you durability, guys.
Yeah.
a little bit deeper into the dungeon.
He didn't even open the chest. What
the hell? Gaming 101, guys.
Oh,
If it's
wait.
a randomizer, you never know what's going to be in there.
My staff here and
Something Zelda randomizer plug at youtube.com/game essays.
It's always got
That's-
to be. Imagine the pressure of playing a game live. Like, it's easy, when things go wrong, you'll laugh at it. But just think about that. Like, if you suck while demoing a game on a press conference, think of the damage that does
Well,
for
that's why
purchases.
I think there's a lot of times they have the pre-recorded footage, and there's the guy like, with his
Yeah.
controller,
Yeah, they
and you can
have to.
tell.
Because a lot
And
of
then
those
there's
times,
that like person commentating like, oh no, now he's gonna go through
Yep.
the tunnel, the dangerous tunnel. What could be lurking in here?
because a lot of the times with these games that they're showing, like this, especially if it's early in development, like this slice of the game looks done and polished, but everything else is a disaster, right? So
Yeah.
there's so much room for things to go wrong. You almost have to do a pre-recorded thing.
Yeah,
talks
but you
about
can
this-
tell Miyamoto's actually playing this game right now because
Yeah.
he's just
He's
kind of
doing
like
the game
wandering
related
around.
forward.
Yeah,
He's like, oh crap, where do I go? Where do I go? What I hate is like the quality of the video is a little compressed, so you can't really pinpoint things that may have been different in the final version
Yeah.
as far as colors or anything.
Maybe this isn't my place to say.
Oh, and he already has the grappling hook.
Yeah, Miyamoto kind of sucks at this game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think at this point, Aonuma was kind of
They're
taking the
cutting it off.
reins.
They're like, hey, I can't play this anymore.
You gotta stop, man. Go play Sunshine again.
Yeah. Yeah, I think after Ocarina of Time, like Eiji Aonuma was like really kind of taking the reins of the series, like with Majora's Mask forward, and he's been like the main director ever since.
Oh, okay.
So we have about 10 more minutes. Like, what could they show here that they haven't?
I know. I'm surprised they didn't end with Zelda. I thought that was going to be like their finale.
Yeah, so time check again, just 36:55, 36:56. And just a quick plug here. So whenever we do finish a quest, a series of episodes, we do take a couple of weeks off, to recap. I think this season we've definitely found a new groove that it'll be interesting to see where we go. We may not even know where we're going to go. So that's where...
we may or may not have had a conversation about it yet.
Exactly.
We definitely haven't.
So this is where you can all feel free to suggest and all that. But we're like, I'm having a blast just doing this watch along. I think we're getting a lot better at that stuff. And
Oh, are they going to talk about Minish Cap?
oh, damn.
I think maybe.
Man, I want to play
Oh,
Minish Cap.
no, they're going to talk about Four Swords. I'm sorry, yeah.
Can they even see that GBA screen in that place?
Yeah,
Who knows?
this will be interesting.
It seems a
Lower your
little
hand.
backwards. Oh, God.
Yeah.
Please. But doesn't that seem a little backwards? Like, hey, here's this amazing Zelda game that's coming out in a few months that's going to blow your damn mind. Now let's talk about the game where you need to buy 4 GBAs to play it. None of you are going to experience this.
Oh, this is... I wonder how scripted...
That hair is a choice.
Yeah, that is 2002. It's like the faux hawk, is it? Because it's not a mohawk, right? Is it called a faux hawk? I forget what it's called.
I don't
like
even know.
I don't know.
It's because a faux hawk is like the front of your head is a mohawk. He's gone the distance, but like not fully.
It's like a mullet mohawk.
It's a Pidgeotto look, basically.
Failure to commit. If you're gonna do that, just get the damn mohawk. Just do
Yeah.
the whole thing.
I'm pretty sure that we'll be able to have 4-player link play there as well.
Nothing wrong with.
So they bring this
Pidgeotto.
guy up to play Four Swords or what? I don't know.
The man who is creating
They're still down a person though, aren't they? Okay, there we go.
Oh, they're introducing each person.
We've got our 4th sword.
Oh yeah.
and from Namco, the man who is creating the Star Fox shooting
I
game.
do regret, like, I never... Did you guys ever get to experience that, like, full GBA connecting to GameCube, playing with friends, like, to me, that... Not only did I never do it, I don't know anybody that did.
Yeah, I had a link cable with a Game Boy, and that's as far as I went.
Yeah, so this... I have played this game, and I need to replay it, of course, for my channel, but... I did only 2-player. Like, fortunately, you can do just 2 players
works?
for this
Okay.
game, so it is a little more feasible. But I liked that later on, like Triforce Heroes and Four Swords Adventures, the other multiplayer Zeldas, they did have a solo play option. Mm-hmm. And interestingly, they did re-release this game, like Four Swords Anniversary Edition, and they did actually add a solo play mode. But that was like on the DSiWare shop for like for a brief amount of time, and then never again. I think
It's
it was.
kind
Oh,
of
maybe it was on.
unbelievable
3DS Ambassadors or something can get to it.
Yeah.
But other than that, it's like nobody can get this game. So it's like I wish I could get that version, but
It's kind of unbelievable that
Yeah.
it hasn't been re-released on the Switch or something.
Yeah.
Now that there's online play and you could like play this
Yeah. So you
have to
online.
ROM
I hope they re-release it someday because that would be the way I would want to play it. Because plus they added new levels and stuff to it. So
There's a ROM, though, I'm assuming you can find, right?
maybe. You got, maybe some people could help me out with that
Yeah.
someday.
I'm curious about
My people
the
talk to your
recording
people.
setup for this. Like, what
Yeah.
they did, because we've been watching a camera
They have,
pointed at a
They
screen.
got those Katsu Kitty capture cards.
I think this is one of my first times really just looking at Four Swords gameplay, actually. I've always heard about it, but
Yeah, I mean, this is the basically, I'm wondering if they were working on Minish Cap simultaneously, because it's the same exact art style as the Minish Cap. And they just like redid a lot of they just reused the assets for Minish Cap. Though Capcom worked on Minish Cap.
Something that's been interesting.
Did you just say Capcom worked on Minish Cap?
Yes, Capcom.
Yeah, they made it, right?
Yeah, Capcom made Oracle of Seasons, Ages, and Minish Cap.
Oh, wow. That's cool. I didn't know that.
You know something I'm thinking about in this press conference? Like, we haven't seen the low-tier third-party stuff that we sometimes associate. You know, like your Just Dance, right? Every press conference always had that one spot that's just like, well, here we go. This is where they need to get this
they
out
kind
of
of had the
I mean, I think
Disney
it makes
Mickey
sense.
Mouse's Adventure stuff going on
That's true.
Yeah.
I think it makes sense when their title was like the Nintendo Difference. I think they were trying to show how strong their first-party stuff was for the
that's
most part.
true.
As they should, yeah.
So how do they cap this off? Is this just going to end like, oh, this is the end? Like it's going to be more press conference-y, or are they going to have some sort of like grand finale?
There can't be anything bigger than... well, when did Melee come out? That's not
Melee
here, right?
should already be out at this point, I believe, because it was like came out in 2001, I think. It came out a few months after the GameCube came
Yeah,
out.
I'm trying to figure out what...
2001. It has to
Wait,
be
Nintendo
Fizzle Out.
Sega presents...
Oh, is this Sonic? Sonic coming to GameCube?
Like Sonic Adventure?
Oh, yeah, it must be. Yeah, this
F-Zero?
is Sonic Adventure. No,
F-Zero.
F-Zero. They throw me off, because that's like half the music in Sonic Adventure 2.
You know, I never played 2, but I love the first. Someday I'll have to play the second. F-Zero is not bad. Like, it's
I've
an
never
interesting
played an
thing.
F-Zero game.
What'd you say?
I've never played an F-Zero game.
Man,
I played a little bit of the Super Nintendo one, but I've never played this one.
I played this one in the
Captain Falcon.
arcade.
Oh, wow.
There's get the Galloping Ghost arcade in Illinois. They have the Japanese version of this game, like the arcade cabinet. It's basically this game with a cabinet that simulates the vehicles, and it actually moves. It's friggin' awesome.
That sounds awesome.
It's funny how this
Captain
one's
Falcon.
more like
Yeah.
cinematic than the other ones, you know?
Yeah. Probably because this is... Let's see when this game came out. I imagine it just because it's not as far along in development.
This seems more like a proof of concept. It is interesting. I was going to say this
Yeah.
before. Like, we went from Mario, RE, F-Zero definitely is in the lower... Okay, Triforce, so we're going back to that label.
Triforce, yeah.
Yeah, F-Zero didn't come out until July of 2003, so it's very much early
Okay.
development at this point.
So in closing,
Okay, so in closing, so while we start to get this, we're not going to like rate necessarily, but starting with Ryan, just like having really not much info or context for this press conference, like what you think of it?
I think it's pretty strong. I mean, obviously it's a very dry, like, kind of not flashy conference because this is the early days, but I think they knew what to deliver. They showed the games that people wanted to see. All of their biggest properties had a game, basically. They had something to show for, like, every one of Nintendo's biggest properties, unless I'm forgetting a major one. It seemed like they covered pretty much everything, so I think it was a super strong lineup. It's just obviously it's a little bit of a dry, unexciting
need some
bits
spice.
in between. But the gameplay footage that they showed was exciting.
Yeah, this is like a low-key top press conference just from all of the strong games that they showed from all... They started with the Nintendo difference. I think this is a great example of what that Nintendo difference is. It's a great way to highlight the GameCube, right? Because when you look beyond what Nintendo does, there's not a lot there. So why not show all of the big Nintendo things?
Absolutely, and this is really says it, right? This isn't this current generations of games where, hey, this game's also on PS2. Like, for the most part, like, this is a GameCube and Game Boy Advance press event, which is good because in the other consoles, like, yeah, you do have some exclusive stuff, but there is a lot of third-party, multi-platform games. And here for, like, this sells you. Like, I guess let's put it this way. If you didn't have a GameCube...
Spider-Man.
Yeah, now we are getting to some more multi-plat stuff.
Here's the sizzle reel.
But
I think that's Blood Rain? Yeah?
Yeah, Blood Rain, yeah. But this would sell me on the GameCube. Like, just watching this, if I didn't know what it was, I would buy one, without a doubt. What about you guys?
Oh, yeah. Without a doubt.
Definitely, yeah. Between Mario and... What is that? What is that?
Dragon's
Dragon Quest? Or,
yeah.
No, Dragon's Lair, not Dragon Quest.
that X-Men
the
fighting
Wolverine game. Yeah.
Oh, WrestleMania 18! WrestleMania 18!
Was that 18 or 19?
Yeah, that was 18, yeah.
That was 18. Interesting. No, I mean, I'd definitely be sold between Zelda and Mario alone.
Ooh, Legends of Wrestling. No, get that off my screen. Good mix of stuff. But people, as we finish watching this sizzle reel here, thank you so much, for the support on the podcast. We're getting a lot of people on the Discord really just saying how much, they've been enjoying this. It really is just like three people, shooting the breeze, talking games, going back in time. Like, we're still unsure. Like, we did a season on N64. We did a quest on the Xbox 360. If this is your first time checking this out, all the episodes are on YouTube, Quest Rewind. They're all on the podcast feed, so there's plenty out there. So we may be taking like a 1 month break-ish or so. So just keep an eye out on the Discord. It's going to be the best way to be notified of when we go back and do some stuff. So any curiosities, like without fully committing, just like, is there anything you guys would like to at some point in the future take a look at?
Nothing specific, but I would like to own in on like more of a topic. We've done consoles and we've done years, but we haven't really touched like topics, like big things in video games or genres or things that define genres. So I think there's something to explore there eventually. Might not be the next one, but eventually.
Yeah, maybe like trends in gaming, whether it's like microtransactions, DLC, maybe some more like controversial topics, something like that could make an interesting conversation. And I don't know what this footage... Okay, what is this footage now?
This is just like the event ended.
Is this going to turn into a found footage movie for me? Yeah. Is this Cloverfield?
No. This is Eternal
Miyamoto
Darkness.
Just pulls
Wait,
a gun
some backstage Miyamoto. It's some behind-the-scenes footage of
Is
Miyamoto.
he not smiling? But that's a pretty good idea, though, Ryan, with the trends and all that stuff. But everybody, thank you so much. Once again, Discord link is going to be on the description of the YouTube video as well as on the podcast feed. So as we watch Miyamoto wave goodbye, so do we, people. I mean, Ryan, Keith, wave goodbye. We got to...
for the audio version, I'm waving at you right now.
Add some sound effects. If not, well, then just imagine it. There you go.
That's the sound of waving.
It's been really fun, people. Really enjoyed this. So be back in a couple weeks with more Quest Rewind. Take care, everybody. Hey, we really hope you enjoyed this podcast clip. And if you did, guess what? You can listen to the full episode right now by searching for Quest Rewind on your favorite podcast app, including Spotify. And while you're at it, follow us over there so you never miss a new episode.